I decided to do my discussion on Peruvian cuisine. When I was in middle school, I had a friend who was Peruvian, and every time I went over his house, his mom was making the most interesting dishes I've ever seen. So that's why I decided to do my discussion on this. I'm sure many of you have heard of the ancient grain quinoa, which has become very popular in the past few years. I recently found out that it actually originated from Peru in the Andes. The Incans were the ones who cultivated it. This is a dish, and I think I'm going to pronounce this totally wrong, but anticuchos. They're kind of like shish kebabs here in America. They are skewers of marinated meat, and they're grilled on the grill. This is a picture of causa, and a traditional causa layers avocados and potatoes into a sort of casserole, which is sliced and served cold. And other layers might contain tuna, meat, or hard-boiled eggs. Ceviche is the national dish of Peru, and the preparation for this dish is raw fish marinated in citrus juice. The acid in the fruit cooks the fish, giving it a delicate flavor and slightly chewy consistency. The dish is usually spiced with red onion and ají pepper and served typically at lunch with sweet potato or choclo, a white Andean corn with dime-sized kernels. The leftover juice, citrus marinated, can be drinking and is known as leche de tigre, which is tiger's milk. If you are ever wondering how a guinea pig tastes, you might want to try this dish called coy. This staple meat raised in many households of the Andes goes by a different name in the United States, which is guinea pig. The meat, which is quite bony, is usually baked or barbecued on a spit and served whole, often with its head on. It has a pleasant gamey taste like that of a rabbit or a wild fowl. Now, compared to here in America, I don't think any of us would ever eat a guinea pig, but they do in Peru. This dish, rocoto relleno, this looks like what we have here in America called stuffed peppers, which are like the bell peppers, with the ground beef and onions and mushrooms and stuff like that, mixed with tomato paste. It's kind of like that, only it's not a bell pepper. This pepper is at least 10 times as hot as a jalapeno when raw, but boiled to reduce its thermonuclear properties. Stuffed with spice, sautéed ground beef, and hard-boiled egg. This is topped with melted white cheese, baked and served whole. While Peru's cuisine is most famous for its spicy and savory dishes, Peruvians adore sweets too, as evidenced by the popularity of Inca Kola, a teeth-melting, bubblegum-flavored soda. Lacuma is a tree fruit that looks like a mango, but it has a custardy taste akin to maple syrup. It's usually used as flavoring in desserts and is justifiably popular as a variety of ice cream. I've actually had this one time, it's pretty good. In contrast, the US, we usually have flavors like, Coca-Cola and Sprite, which is like lemon lime and things like that, but in other countries like Peru, they have a lot of fruit flavored sodas as compared to the US with very distinct flavors that aren't like fruit.